I do on occasion drink the blood of my lovers. So
You will never know.
I'm gonna
have a tasty midnight snack tonight.
Not a whole lot of blood at the same time.
What the fuck did you just say? You do what?
Okay, so this is very strange, but I'm a vegan. But as far as like lovers that I've had, we will exchange blood.
Wait, that was real? That wasn't a joke?
No.
That wasn't a joke.
It's not a drink. It's more like a sip, kind of. Yeah.
That's not making it any better.
How did you feel when you drunk the human?
So you're exchange. So in the shamanic sense, you're exchanging life force between one another. Which
this is Let Me Talk. Oh my gosh, we are back with an official episode. Y'all ain't never seen me like this before. Let me talk. Damn it, we in Texas today. Particularly, where we at? What part of Texas?
Flower Mound.
Flower Mound. Where the fuck is Flower Mound?
Very near to Dallas, but probably about 30 to 45 minutes south of Dallas.
No, that's not Dallas. That must be the suburbs.
Suburbs, correct.
I'm from Oak Cliff. I'm from the hood. So this is. I hope I don't get arrested or I get my car towed leaving here today. But I digress. In front of us today we have some special guests. This is a special episode for y'all. This is kind of like my Halloween special. I'm very excited to do this with y'all. To my right, or y'all right, I have a celebrity. How you pronounce this shit?
Hunter Salazar?
No, that's your name. Damn, my bad. You a celebrity? What you do? Voodoo or something? What you do?
Shamanic practitioner.
Okay, shamanic practitioner.
Somebody who practices shamanism, basically connecting to the earth, connecting to other people, and figuring out how to heal and how to banish and how to maintain one's spiritual level throughout the day or throughout one's life.
Wow, so you cast out demons.
I've done that once, but beyond that is not my playbook usually. But definitely done it once.
Okay, that sounds interesting. We got to get more into that. To my left, I have a. Are you from the Twilight movie or something? Who are you?
I'm a vampire, dude.
Whoa. Bailey, the vampire. You like a professional makeup artist, aren't you?
Officially, yes.
That's so cool. So today I got y'all on this platform because, again, like I said, this is my Halloween special. And honestly, some people think that Solar Man, me, I'm full of shit. When I be talking about the spiritual realm is real and, the veil is very thin. So that's why I'm talking to y'all today, is because I think we can learn a lot today. So I'm not going to lie to you, Hunter. I've been over here before. I'm not going to lie to my audience. I was very wary of coming over here because one of your demons tried to kill me.
So I don't know if it tried to kill you. Definitely tried to scare you.
No, it tried to kill me.
Okay, so it wasn't my demon. Okay. But I will say it might have been a demon.
That came from your house.
So it's bound in a particular piece of material from my house.
Okay. Yeah. So yeah, what you doing? You didn't know that he be trapping demons?
It's one demon.
No.
Well,
enough for me.
Approximately one.
I'm gonna just tell y'all like this, and then we're gonna get into kind of what happened. I'm gonna just tell y'all what the fuck happened to me. So y'all know I was in Hollywood and Vegas for 607. But a week before I left and went to Vegas, I was at this gentleman's house at this very spot right here. But I was also, we was inside, we were shooting a music video. He kind of lived like in a mansion. He rich as fuck. So when we was in the mansion, he showed me this, I'm just describing the way I understood it, bro. He showed me this box that had like his own blood on it or some shit. And then it was like a little boy in the box. But the little boy was like 300 years old. And then when I went home, I kind of like almost died on the freeway. So I definitely take that back with you. What you think about that? How you feel about almost killing Solar Man?
So a few of the details is that it's not 300 years old.
400.
Started as a human.
Okay.
And then after bound could technically be called a demon.
What the fuck? So what the fuck is in your house? What is in your house?
So do you want me to start at the beginning?
Yes, please. Walk us through exactly what I'm talking. They're going to think I'm lying. Am I lying? First and foremost, am I lying?
So at the beginning, somebody that I know described to me what was happening to her. And she sent me photos. of these bruises around her neck and bruised handprints along her upper chest. And she's like, can you help me with what's going on? Because every time that I sleep, there's this man who strangles me and throws me on the ground. And then she'll wake up on the ground. But I remember seeing these photos, and it looked like handprints around her neck, around her upper chest. I'm like, sure, I can help you. And then a few days later, she said, so she goes through houses to basically houses that are not owned, but kind of ready to be demolished. And she looks for stuff to like sell. So I would say that she goes through houses in order to sell stuff. They're not houses that anybody like alive or there has property rights to.
She's probably a Caucasian lady. She get away with that shit all the time, don't she?
She's a very old Caucasian lady. But she sent me these photos of these handprints on her chest and on her neck, and these really dark bruises. And then I'm like, yeah, I can probably help you with that. And then she sent me a message later, about 3 days later, saying, I found the photo of that man from when he was a kid. So basically, like when he was between 8 and 12. And she's like, okay, can I send this photo to you? And it's not a photo, it's a lithograph. So basically it's like metal, but with a photo on top of it. Yeah. It's very like metal-like, but it looks like a photo. I'm like, okay, you can send it to me. And she sent it. And then I'm like, okay, what I'm going to do is nail it to a piece of wood. These are shamanic like ways to kind of bind somebody, or you can call them spiritual ways, because I use the sigil for Archangel Michael. I painted that above in gold paint. And then I painted around it in dragon's blood ink, which is what priests use. And then directly around the lithograph or the metal photo, because I'm not really sure if that's the right word, was the Nordic rune of constraint, which is kind of like a cross with the axis right here slightly turned around. And then below it and on the back, I dictated the conditions of its binding. And
hold on. You're saying a lot of big ass words that a lot of my viewers might not know. So we're gonna break a couple of those words down.
Should I be scared?
You probably just
how do you feel?
Like me. I'm behind the camera, so if I was you, that's what I would do.
I feel like I should go anywhere but home, if I'm being completely honest.
No, as long as you walk with the spirit, and we're gonna talk about that a little later. As long as you walk with the spirit, you're gonna be just fine. But before we get to that point, I do want to break down some of those terms that you use because I think they're important. Like, what the heck is dragon's blood?
Dragon's blood ink is a red ink that has frankincense infused in it, that Catholic priests use to inscribe scrolls.
Oh, so it's not actual
Catholic
dragon's blood.
It's not actual dragon's blood.
Oh.
Yeah, it has frankincense and clove, and I think one other ingredient that's not coming to mind. But it is an ink of like holy anointing. But no dragons, unfortunately. But whenever I find one, I'll try to get some of this blood.
That's pretty cool. All of that sound good. The only part that sound bad to me is that you said Catholic priests use that as a holy anointing, and we all know who Catholic priests are, right? They're not the most holiest people.
Yeah, true.
Yeah, for sure. I think that all priests at that time, when they used that, were Catholic. So all Christian priests.
Okay.
So it was after, it was before Martin Luther.
Before Martin Luther.
Before Martin Luther.
Very druid-like.
It depends on what you're talking about. But as far as dragon's blood ink, that was definitely a Catholic concoction. But when we're talking about Catholic in this sense, we mean Christian, because it was before Martin Luther or before any division in the church.
Okay, just to let y'all know, he's not talking about Martin Luther King. He's talking about Martin Luther. He set Who the heck is Martin Luther? I'm gonna let you explain it.
He created the first division in the Christian church because of the selling of basically forgiveness for sins. Basically, people would pay the church, the Catholic Church, in order to forgive their sins so that they wouldn't suffer in hell in the afterlife.
And he was like, that's enough of that.
And he's like, yeah, that's enough of that. So that was before his time, for sure. But after Martin Luther, the Christian church splintered into dozens of subcategories.
Okay.
At least dozens, because there's about 52,000 different Christian denominations. And
that sounds like too many.
Yeah, but I'm not exaggerating. Anybody can look this up on Google. There are, yeah.
My supporters are very anal about a lot of shit.
What background did you come from? Did you come from any background? Spiritually Christian?
I grew up Christian, and I am a Christian myself, so I am very familiar with what I grew up with.
What denomination?
I have no idea.
Okay.
That's
So not super close to it.
Not super close to it as far as that. I only recently got a little more serious when it came down to my religion, to my faith. But ultimately, I knew I grew up with more of a conservative background, and that's where a good majority of my family history is still connected to what my family is.
I'm gonna cut y'all short right here because this is my show. Let me talk.
Okay.
Yeah, that's an interesting story, and we're gonna get into the nuances of your background a little bit. But he was kind of saying some creepy shit that I don't want to steer away from. He said,
I'm curious.
This is what he said, right? We're just gonna do a little recap. He said that a lady that go around robbing houses, she sent him a picture of the entity, I'll call it, that was
he was so angry.
And when she sent it to him, he basically did like they do in the movies. He basically did like that little ring and circle spell, and he trapped the thing inside of a thing. Right? That's what you did.
Yes, I trapped a thing inside of a thing.
Yes.
Correct. Yes.
So, then why did it try to kill him?
Huh?
Why did it try to kill him?
I'm not sure that it did.
Okay, I'm gonna tell you what happened, and then you tell me. So This is what happened, and Bailey, I think this is important too.
Yeah,
so you don't do what I did.
I'm listening.
So this is what I did. I was upstairs shooting my video, and then this gentleman sitting to the left of you was like, "Hey, I got something. I don't know what possessed him to show me this shit, but he was like, "Hey, I got something that's cool." Oh, I remember. We was looking for some artifacts to put in my video to make it like look more occultish. Why did I want to do that? Because y'all know I was with 607 Unc in Illuminati, and I'm half Illuminati. Not really, but I was reaching for something. I was just trying to reach for a look, and so he offered me a few things. I gotta put you out there, Hunter. He offered me some shit with his blood on it. I was like, nah, I'm cool on that. But then he said something
paintings
else.
made out of my own blood.
Then he said,
but it's not gooey. It's like very fine lines.
I'm gonna let you clean yourself, but this is just my experience. So listen, this is my experience. So listen. So what happened was I asked him. Oh, he was. We were bringing out artifacts so we could make it look more, spruce it up. And he would show me things like this cool. I'm like, okay, that's cool. He would show me other things like that's cool.
Papa Legba statue was one of the things that I showed you, and then like an Ankh cross and stuff like
cool stuff. Okay, that ain't bad. And then there was some shit with his blood on it. I was like, nah, we're not gonna do that. And then we skipped. Then after a few more artifacts, he was like, you know what? I got one more thing. He went to his room. I saw him walk to his room. He went in this drawer. He came
special drawer.
He's making the story worse. He went in a special drawer, and he pulled out
where I keep all my
some stuff.
Negative
when he
stuff.
brought it over to me, I was like, "Oh, what's that? It's an old artifact of your cousin or something, your great grandfather." He's like, "No, it's this demon this lady sent me, and here you go, huh? Here, look at this demon, huh?"
Didn't call it a demon. I did call it a rapist, okay, which is very demonic.
All right, so he died in a very low vibration.
Yes.
Anyways, after I saw this this rapist that had been dead for centuries now, that was afflicting that old woman, I was like, okay, yeah.
Over 100 years, not centuries.
Okay, over 100 years. Okay. We don't know how to count over here. But anyways, after I saw that, I was like, whoa, I don't like that shit. But, I went about my day. After we shot the video and I proceeded to go home, I got a Lyft ride because I don't like driving too much. Flower Mound is like 70 miles away from Dallas. So I was like, all right, let me call a Lyft. Let me do the responsible thing and go home. After my Lyft driver pulled up, she pulled up like she was possessed. By the way, she did not speak to me as I got in the car, nor did her child speak, who was in the passenger seat with me.
That's super weird on a lift with a child in the seat.
Hey, dude, that was a situation.
That's weird, yeah.
Listen, let me finish my story. So when I saw that, I was like, damn, they don't want to do no talking. Cool, I don't like doing talking no way. Fuck it, we just got to go home. Throughout the ride, as we were proceeding down 35, heading southbound towards Oak Cliff, I don't even remember kind of dozing off. I was under a trance too, because next thing I realized is that I got woke up by crashing. That's how I got woke up, and I didn't even know I was asleep. I wasn't sleepy before I got in there. Nothing. I got woke up by crashing. The car, boom, 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 boom. We sped all through the median, and thank God, my creator, that there was no cars around us or anything like that, because we hit the
median.
The median. Yeah, we hit that shit, and I could have died that night. So, through my meditation, I was like, how the fuck, how did that happen to me, Solar Man? Not me. Shit like that don't happen to me. But through my meditation and through my guidance, it pointed me back to that little boy.
So you don't want to see the object again?
I think if you show me that again, I think that'll be a declaration of war on your part.
No.
I think that's what that would be for you. I think you would be intentionally. I would think that you're him. That's what I would think. If
you make me want to.
You dare drag me up there and show me that?
No, I would. I'm not going to drag you up there. First of all, I was thinking about carrying it out here and then burning it for the camera. But
you can do that
and release it. Heck no.
Do that. And send me the footage.
I don't think it would release it. I think it would destroy it.
But anyways,
you never know.
That's true.
I'm gonna give y'all an opportunity.
Not,
Let me talk.
Oh, that's one of his things.
I'm gonna give y'all an opportunity to explain, or I'm gonna give you an opportunity to explain what happened, because in my eyes, you tried to curse me and you tried to put that demon boy on me, and it was like I ain't had nothing to do with the shit, and I almost died and shit. So, anyways, you say you don't think that's what happened? Tell me what happened that night.
I think that your Lyft driver was a really bad Lyft driver.
I was not at.
And I think that, so psychosomatically, I think that image left an imprint on your subconscious, and then that what might have affected the Lyft driver. So if there's an imprint on your subconscious, that means that you might subconsciously affect what's going on around you, because your subconscious is very powerful. And it having an imprint in you and it affecting you so much means that it could bring about something like that. Do I think that this demon boy actually did that? No.
I'll give you that. I'm gonna stop you just part of my friend. I'm gonna stop you just for that reason, because I agree with you on that point. There's no demonic angel nor demon that has power over me, because I'm protected and I'm covered at all times. So I'll give you that. However, that shit was creepy, and yeah, that's all I had to blame it on. I didn't know what else to blame it on, so fuck, I had to blame it on something. But I like that point you just made. That psychosomatic shit. It kind of sounds like a what's the word I'm looking for? It kind of sounds like an excuse for the paranormal, but it sounds like a logical Western way to describe the paranormal. I don't disagree with you. So yeah, talk about that psychosomatic. What's the difference between psychosomatic and the paranormal then?
So psychosomatic, that's a plane. It can, I think it's like ashes from the fire. But so this would also be understood in an Indian or Eastern sense. If something imprints on your subconscious, even in an Indian sense, not Native American, but Indian, you can manifest through that subconscious ping or that subconscious urge. You can manifest a reality based on you viewing something, or the vibration of a thing, or the vibrations of the words themselves. So me speaking about it to you could have also added to your experience of this being. But usually mantras are usually used, even in black magic in India. But I don't actually partake in black magic of any sense.
Have you ever?
At one point. But
my viewers want to know why. What did you gain from doing black
this
magic?
is my early 20s, and I would say that I wanted to hurt somebody.
Mm.
So I cursed them. And well, I did this a couple times in my early 20s. I'm in my early 30s. This is a while back. But I cursed a couple times. But beyond that, what a lot of people think of as black magic, like graveyard work or working with spirits or working with various souls, spirit and soul is different. Usually people think of that as black magic when it is not. Working with graveyard spirits or working in graveyards is not necessarily black magic, but from a Christian sense, it would seem like black magic.
It would seem like the opposite of good.
Yeah, because well, in Western occultism or Christianity or Abrahamic traditions, usually anything done in cemeteries is considered impure or black. But it is ultimately not. It's just from a Western context that we view it that way. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
How you feeling over there, Bailey? Did you know that you was a demon slayer? Did you know
No, I'm learning a lot at this moment.
It's good, but I mean, you a vampire. You shouldn't be scared of that. Okay. So I'm perplexed, bro. The reason I'm perplexed is because it's like you answer my question, you affirm that it could be, but then you also said it couldn't be. So essentially, what you said is that I created a scenario in my mind, and through the scenario, I attracted that.
Not attracted, but manifested.
Hmm.
But I don't know unless I was in your head, which I'm currently not.
Right. I can tell you what was in my head. It was like, what the fuck?
No, I got you.
What the actual fuck?
Very scared.
I wasn't scared. No, when I saw it, was I scared? Actually, some fear did come over me. I was like, bro, what the fuck? Where am I at? Shit. You know? And that was my bad too, because whenever you walk in the spirit, there should be you can be observant of fear or danger.
When you're saying walk in spirit, what do you mean?
That's a great question. So when I say walk in spirit, meaning that I'm walking in awareness of my divinity. I'm walking in awareness of my divine connection. And so
that one makes more sense.
What I believe, what Solar Man believes, is that I'm directly and divinely connected at all times as long as I'm aware of it. So that means I'm protected wherever I go.
So would that also mean if you're aware of the negative forces that you are also connected to the negative forces?
I guess with that, you fucking smart ass guy. I guess with that logic, yeah. But you know, and I'll give you that, yes, because God, the Creator, is a God of love, hate, war, good, and evil. So I would say yes. I wasn't aware though. This is where I messed up. What you should always do, this is for my viewers. What you should always do is cover yourself with a hedge of protection as you exit or come into your.
How do you do that?
How do you do that? Is you put on the full armor. So what is the full armor? You put on the helmet of salvation. You put on, it could be personal jewelry for you. However, my scripture tells me not to have any idols. So that means I don't need any objects, or I don't need anything to put on or wear or anything like that, because it goes against my truest nature, which is, again, like I just told you, I'm directly connected. I don't need anything external outside of myself to connect.
Do you feel like meditation helps with that?
I know it does. That's how I got the answer with that devil ghost baby. That's how I got that. So yeah, I believe it does.
I like that description. It's a good description.
That's what I know. And for all my viewers, that's what y'all need to know. I would show y'all who the fuck I'm talking about, but I never want to see his ass again.
You don't want to conjure its wrath.
Nah, it's not even his wrath. Fuck dude, it's not even his wrath. It's you shouldn't entertain. Don't entertain. So okay, I'll throw another thing before I let y'all talk about. So in the
DFW.
That good thing about that $10,000 mic right there is that it captures all your moves. So I'm gonna just keep going. You know, Dallas trying to fuck with me. That's probably FBG
Butter. I don't have one.
That's probably I know FBG Butter.
Who?
FBG Butter.
It sounded like a lot of yeah. I know him.
You know FBG Butter?
Yes.
Yeah. That's probably FBG Butter. He be fucking with me all the time. He a real big rapper from Chicago, and he commented under one of my videos. He said, "Fuck me." So every time something go wrong in my life, I figure it's him. You know what I mean? I get cut off in the road. That's FBG Butter.
That makes sense.
My lights go out. That's FBG Butter. I owe a bill. That's FBG Butter. You know what I mean? So, anyways, what you saying is making a lot of sense, dog. It just fucked me up. But that's that story. where are we at today? What's going on today as far as the spiritual realm? As far as like, is the veil thin? What is the spiritual realm? What is the spiritual
Oh, okay, that's a big question. The spiritual realm is our spirit, our energy at an area that's just below the material, but also not necessarily just below, but it could be also just above. But it intertwines with everything that we have that is material. It intertwines with that. But usually, people will judge people based on how they look or how they feel about somebody. But the spiritual realm operates in a whole nother level where two spirits can collide or cooperate in a way that the physical consciousnesses, two different consciousnesses, are not operating on that same level. So two spirits, which is life force, and two souls, which is the witness or the part of God that we are, those can collaborate even when the collaboration of the material bodies is not there. But it definitely requires proximity, or it requires certain frequencies to operate on different parts of the globe.
Hey y'all, I know you said a lot of big ass words. So frequencies, we talk about frequencies all the time. We talk about frequency. What's a frequency? A frequency is basically how you vibe. So a lot of us are born in a certain frequency. I talk about that all the time, right? Some of us are born in a how would you describe it? An abundant frequency, and some of us are born in a not so abundant frequency. I myself, Solar Man, I got to observe an abundant frequency, and I got to observe a very dry and lonely and fucked off frequency. So some of y'all like FBG Butter, KB Nini, and 607 Unk bitch ass sometimes might be vibrating on a low frequency, and that's kind of y'all fault. But it sounds like what this gentleman is saying, what I tell you guys all the time, as long as you change your mind or you're aware about the shit, you're able to kind of like transcend your reality.
Mm-hmm.
Is that what you think?
So there's some differences in how you led up to it, but at the end, I think that you have that part down. Okay. But as far as leading up to it, I feel like frequency has more to do with vibration than awareness. But you can attune awareness to vibration. But besides that, I think that the back part of what you said is correct.
The back part I said, which was I kind of got to observe some shit, and I changed my mind about it. So for me, for example, Oak Cliff, Dallas. Oh, I'm gonna let you talk. This is my show. Let me fucking talk. But like me, I was born in Oak Cliff, Dallas, Texas. That's like kind of like a low frequency nowadays. As far as it's known in Dallas, right? It's the hood. It's the trenches. It's whatever the case you wanted to make it. My family, though, in that environment, kind of never subscribed to the conditions of the environment. So because of the frequency I was born in, I was able to transcend my environment and kind of like change my mind about some shit. That's kind of like how I changed my life. Mm-hmm. So Bailey, you've been sitting over there looking concerned. How do you? I want to ask you one question, Bailey, because I think it's important that we understand who you are. Mm-hmm. Bailey, you're a professional makeup artist. I'm not gonna lie to y'all. She just did my video shoot today. She's really good.
You're very sparkly.
They don't know that shit. Yeah, they'll never know.
They don't need to know. They don't need to know just yet.
How do you feel? Oh shit! Hold on. Can you pass her the mic real quick, please?
I'm like, where's mine?
We only have one. 607 on the chat.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
You know 607 is?
There's no way.
No.
There's no way.
Don't even worry.
I'm uncultured. Okay.
How was it? So you were a Texas girl, right?
Born and raised.
All right. Is your family conservative or are they liberal?
Conservative.
So
you don't look happy about it.
No, I'm not going to give your family too much hell because I don't think people should be talked about when they're not around. I'm going to just tell you how I feel about conservatives nowadays. How I feel about conservatives nowadays is that I feel like a lot of them are select. I feel like a lot of them should just claim to be. I'm not going to say conservatives. Let me take that back. A lot of Trump supporters, I feel, should just come out and say that they hate everybody that's not white. I feel like they should just say that. And if you say that, we can get along a whole lot better because I know to leave you alone, you need to leave me alone. But if you wear that hat, I kind of know that you're a little retarded. Anyway, so it's like I'll leave you alone. I'll leave you alone anyway because like Trump, in MAGA. Not to say that you being a conservative is a wrong thing, but kind of like if you were part of MAGA and you like with the retarded shit, you kind of like part of a cult. What you think about that?
100% agree in all levels. I am as far as I know, I am the only voting adult in my family who has voted against him and has been against him since day one. So 100% agree with the cult comment about MAGA. 100%.
Do you think that your family is again, not to put them under the bus? I would rather talk to them face to face. But do you think? Can you tell me? Do you feel that they have racial prejudice in their heart that leads them to make their decision?
I think in a way they don't realize they do based off how they were raised, which is interesting considering my stepdad, who also voted for Trump, is Asian.
Yeah.
So
that's a whole nother layer.
That's a whole nother situation. And
a lot of Asians, not only are they the highest earning demographic in this country at this time, and that was set up by design, but Asians also are kind of like, they really want to be like the white man in this country.
Oof.
Like, they get a little bit of power and they think they the white man. You know, that's the way we look at it.
Yeah.
Black folk.
That was kind of in Sinners a little bit, wasn't it?
What do you mean?
Sinners, the movie.
Oh yeah, Sinners. That movie.
You've seen it, right?
I didn't get to see this in the movie. No, but I love it. Oh yeah, they added some Asian inclusivity with the movie on top of that.
And then it acted as a buffer between the white man and the black people.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's a buffer zone, just like the Irish acted as a buffer zone, and the Irish were also in that movie.
The Irish.
I did love
the buffer zone between the Asian man. You know, that would have been a difference.
Yeah.
Because Irish was actually used as a police force to police my people. So
definitely in New York and these.
I'm a little Irish.
New York, Boston, Philadelphia, Cincinnati, Ohio. The list goes on, dog. I know my shit when it comes to who was against us. You know? But I'm not here to. You guys are cool. So I'm not here to give y'all a hard time about that. But I do want to focus more on this conservative topic, baby, because I can tell you, I'll level with you. Primarily, all cultures really, but I'll speak about Black culture. Primarily, traditional Black culture is conservative culture. We are very conservative in the way we dress, talk, think, everything. But traditionally, most Black folks, quote unquote Black folks, they vote Democratic because they don't know no better. So now that you are in these, you're in the industry now. How do you feel that? How do you feel about this current administration? Let's start there.
Mm-hmm.
I think we're all going into hell in a handbasket.
I don't think y'all going to hell. I think
no.
Yeah, maybe more of a phrase.
Yeah. In general, I do think that there's a lot of people who are jumping the gun without properly getting the right information beforehand. Because I know quite a few good people who are going along with this and not fighting more against what's happening with our government.
What do you mean by that, guys?
I mean, a lot of just government shutdown, the bombing, the wars, and the current head of the U.S. president acting like a toddler every 5 seconds. In general,
Did y'all know that?
I think he has dementia. I don't know what.
He's old.
I can't remember.
He's just old.
I can't remember what incontinent is.
Incontinent means that he can't hold his bowels. He shits on himself constantly. Did you know that?
No, but I love hearing that, actually. I love hearing that.
Makes sense.
It makes sense.
That's why kind of like he lean forward and he sit like a big ass stupid.
Well, when he
turkey.
Stands, he.
Oh yeah, he's all like,
yeah. And then
need to blame everything on this immigrants.
And then he's hiding. He's trying to do all this other political stuff in order to hide the Epstein list, which is.
We're gonna talk about
even after. Yeah,
but I want to talk about more about Trump shitting on himself. So if y'all want to find out about Trump shitting on himself, all you got to do is Google when he was in Celebrity Apprentice. That would be a more, a version of Trump that everybody's familiar with. Another version that you guys can go check this out is on the Nelk Boys platform. You guys familiar with their platform? All right, don't worry about it. They're a big platform. However, they were at Trump's golf course, which is called Mar-a-Lago, right?
Mar-a-Lago, yeah.
Mar-a-Lago, yes, sir. So they were at his golf course one time, and Trump had on an all-white suit. Why he did that day, I have no idea.
If he pooped that was.
However, they were on the third or fourth hole. Yeah, I'm familiar with golf. Black people golf. Fuck y'all talking about? Fuck y'all talking about?
Really?
Yeah.
Are you sure they golf?
Anyways,
you sure?
Anyways, he was on the third or fourth hole, and after being on the third or fourth hole, after he got done with his set, one of the net boys, 2 or 3 of them, said, "Oh, Trump just shit himself. You gotta stop." So y'all can go check out those videos because it's very important. And also, if you figure that out, you figure out who's in charge of your country at this time. It kind of makes sense as to the shit show that's going on. I do think it's a shit show.
Oh.
So coming from I come from a liberal background. Did you come from a conservative background?
I came from a conservative raised background, meaning just our values and things like that, real Christian values. However, I came as far as
do you feel like conservative and Christian are linked?
In this sense, the way I'm describing it, yes.
Okay.
Because conservative and the way that we were raised was conservative Christian values, meaning you don't have sex before marriage, etc. So
gay people are monsters.
I wouldn't even say monsters; they're just kind of like fucked up,
Y'all come from way different backgrounds than me.
Oh no, I grew up 100%. Don't you dare hold hands with another girl, and all that shit. So I grew up with definitely just the conservative of all conservatives, and I turn out the exact opposite of them somehow. So
because you want to reject that, right?
I don't want I go for a sec. I grew up also being told on top of all that is that God loves all and that he is forgiving. Apparently not. But no, but I grew up with God and Jesus loves all. And as I came into adulthood and grew a little more further into my faith, I realized that's the only thing that I should focus on and not because if he really is an all-loving God, why is he all of a sudden shitting on people who are just being people?
Or sending everybody else to hell.
Exactly.
Let's stop on this point right here because this is a perfect, and y'all walk right into it, and y'all did it so good. Thank you so much. I want to combine the ideology, the thought process, you motherfucker. I want to combine the thought process of conservatism, liberalism with the spirit realm. What do you think it looks like in the spiritual sense as a celebrity shamanic practitioner?
Take the mic.
So I think a lot of what we consider as liberal and conservative is very cultural, and that. So I'm a very liberal person, but I know other liberals who are still very based, or they have a very low vibration. I don't think it's because they're liberal, though. I think that's more of a cultural term and cultural category.
What do you mean?
So say it again.
In layman's terms, simple terms.
So I don't think that liberal immediately makes you higher vibration, even though I'm very liberal. I don't think it makes you low vibration if you're conservative. I think that people, based on how they treat other people and how they understand themselves, inflicts their vibration, rather than it being some kind of cultural identity that they're a part of.
You think that Demon Boy was liberal or conservative?
Honestly, I think that neither one would be relevant because that being is self-serving. And I don't think that by nature conservatives or liberals are selfish or self-serving. They can be, but I don't think that by definition that either or are self-serving or egotistical or somebody who just cares about their own well-being. So I have a very liberal view of conservatives. Now, I know a lot of conservatives who will say that liberal people are the devil, and that just because you're liberal, you are low They wouldn't say low vibration, but in essence, low vibration. But so I think that the categorization of liberal and conservative can't necessarily be combined with vibration or frequency or.
You don't think so?
I don't think so.
Okay.
I will say that anybody who supports Trump, might contradict myself a little bit here. Anybody who supports Trump might be lower vibration. Only because I don't even think Trump is, and I'm not a conservative. I've never been a conservative person, but I don't think that Trump is a good example of conservatives. Does that make sense?
No, he's more like a good example of
the Antichrist.
When,
yeah, right. Yeah.
No, that's a good point. That's a perfect point right there, Bailey. That's a good thing you just said. He's not the Antichrist.
He's not.
The reason
he's too stupid.
Precisely.
You can't pull it off.
In all seriousness, this is what the Antichrist would be: somebody that's beautiful. Trump is not beautiful. So
yeah, they'd have to be angelic, well spoken, and very intelligent. Yeah. I think he might have been at some point. I think that in recent years,
definitely went downhill.
It's definitely went downhill.
You think so?
I think so. I think that he's the only time that he's charismatic in recent years. Let's call it 4 or 5 years, 6 years. The only time that he's charismatic is when he's speaking to people who hate other people.
Yeah, for sure. He's good.
Yeah, and he used to do the same thing, but recently he's like worst at it, and he's kind of appealing to a even lower caste of people or kind of people. But I think that if you still support Trump right now, either you don't want to admit that you're wrong, or you really, really are afraid of and hate people that are not like yourself. Does that make sense?
I can agree to that to a high level. However, the only thing that would make me go against that would be that I know people in my own demographic that voted for this man.
And still do.
And
still support him.
And they voted for him because of specific reasons that they thought would benefit them. People are very, very, very self-serving and very selfish. And I don't think selfishness, like you just said, comes with a color or race or gender. I think selfishness is just a choice.
I think there's also, sorry to interrupt, but I think there's one more. I think there's one more. And this is just coming from my own personal experience with my parents and growing up. With my mom and my stepdad specifically, I feel like there is a third kind of person, and that's just them wanting to bury their head so far in the sand and not wanting to go past what they've seen. The horrors.
Not become awakened to prejudice. Or basically not becoming woke, which is awakened to the prejudice and injustice of the system.
Essentially.
What woke originally meant, and then now they use woke like it's a bad thing.
Yeah.
But it's not
It was actually, from my culture, we invented that term. These people had no idea.
I had no idea.
No, it's actually from a book called Being Woke. To be woke is to be black. I mean, to be black is to be woke as far as in a state of awareness. Because at that time in the 60s, early 70s, it was a lot of civil things going on, like the Black Panther movement, etc. The reason that we started that is to be aware of our surroundings. We have to be woke. Because to be black in America was almost being in a constant state of danger. So they said, be woke. And then these people, they hijacked our terms just like they did with Black Lives Matter and Red Lives Matter, Blue Lives Matter. These people have no ideas, no creativity. I kind of think they're cunts.
I don't blame you there. I don't blame you there.
That's a fair assessment.
Yeah, I don't blame you there.
Yeah. And I think that when we think about woke, we should just think of like awaken to a certain, awaken to the nature of how the system is and how people are inflicted upon by the system.
I completely agree.
That was
the intention.
The only reason why I think of that third category is the fact that both my stepdad and my mom, they both knew who I voted for. They both know I'm very vocal about my political opinions with them. We don't talk about politics much because of how nasty it will turn in the household in general, but they both knew, and my stepdad still, even before voting, my stepdad still showed me, this was the first year I ever voted, so I had no idea. So my stepdad still took me to the voting booth and still helped me vote. And my mom said that she was proud of me for voting regardless. So I do believe that there are some good people who just choose to bury their heads in the sand with everything. But I'm very forgiving towards people who have very forgiving towards that.
when it comes down to it. Once they start realizing, oh, I shouldn't have voted for this guy. This was a mistake. So unless you're MAGA, I am going to forgive. Right? Still, if you are still,
just very briefly,
yeah,
that's good, guys. Again, I'm not gonna give your people too much energy because they're not here. But what I will say about people who think like that, it's a definition, it's a term that's called willful ignorance. People that choose not to look at something because it does not involve them.
And and also it's uncomfortable for them to look at it.
Precisely. And the thing that kind of pisses off my demographic, or people who think like me, would be that it has been at our detriment that these people who claim not to have chosen a side of evil, basically it's like this. If you don't do anything, it's still like you did something. So,
inaction is as much of an action as action is.
Oh, absolutely. In a lot of cases. Absolutely. A lot of people, they'd be like, oh, I voted for Obama. I voted for Obama. I voted for Obama.
Yeah, that makes absolute...
I voted for Obama. He's black.
So?
Actually, Obama is kind of like the whitest thing to ever be in office. We've never had one president.
He's definitely not as liberal as we thought he was going to be.
No, not no. But he was like kind of like the first president to allow homosexuals to like do stuff.
Yeah.
And they needed a black face to do that, so that's kind of like why they promoted Obama.
Yeah. And in George Bush's era, we had don't ask, don't tell in the military. Now, luckily, I feel like liberal values in general, are where the general curve of history is going. Because with George Bush, we had don't ask, don't tell anybody that you're gay if you're in the military. Now it's okay.
That's what that means? I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Don't tell me.
Don't ask if somebody's gay. Don't tell that that if you're gay.
Yo, I never knew that.
Yeah. It was a little bit before y'all's time. Maybe a little bit.
That's a gay rule.
Yeah, if we're using gay in the negative sense.
That's ridiculous. Redundant.
Yes, for sure. But yeah, I think that if we look at the general curve of history, women are being valued more, which is good. People of different ethnicities.
They're a little tough too nowadays too.
Well, because of Trump, but I think the general curve, once again, general curve after Trump, I think that in a way, Trump was a wake up call to all liberal people that this shit can still happen.
Yes.
And if we don't act, it will continue to happen.
Correct. So what's that? Hold on. What's acting? What does that mean? What do you do?
So my revolutionary side says that we should rise up, but my realistic side, as far as what I'm going to do, is I am not going to rise up against the government. In fairness, but at the same time, we have to at least make our voices be heard.
So do y'all admire with that sentiment? Do you admire those traitors from January 6th?
No.
They moved.
It's a very good. It's a very good point, actually.
Hold on. The traitors that I'm referring to, just for my viewers, y'all remember January 6th, right? When Trump's main base, they kind of like tried to take over democracy, and through a supposed fair election, they said, "Nah, fuck that. We about to do what we want." And listen, this is my feeling. This is Solar Man's official synopsis on the topic. I feel like anybody who strongly believes in whatever they believe, I believe that you should move on that. And those people moved on that. So from
they moved. Yeah.
Just from a pure I believe in what the fuck I believe standpoint, I admire that. Now, however, from an American patriot, because those people claim to be patriots, but they're liars. From a patriot standpoint, I think it was an embarrassment to democracy. I think it was an embarrassment to our country. It's also a further embarrassment, and it shows you the type of what's the shit that when it's like fuck
fireworks show. No. Other synonyms. Give me synonyms. Give me synonyms.
I got nothing. I got nothing.
It's like a king, a dictator, like
monarch.
Okay, y'all know. Y'all gonna type the words in the comments. It's basically like what I'm trying to say is like a dictatorship right now.
Mm-hmm.
Whereas if Trump didn't leave, professionally, willfully, or without prejudice the last time, what makes you think that he's gonna leave the office this time and make it easy for us.
He's
I think-
much less likely now
I
this
think
time.
he's the
Definitely not.
biggest threat in recent history to what the idea of democracy that we've had in a long time. But I want to focus on the spiritual part because I think there's a spirit that lies behind. It's not just Trump MAGA people. Again, we're all willfully ignorant because we're all complacent. I think, like you just said, you spoke about reality. I myself, I'm not going to march up on the government steps, because I don't have kahunas like that. So I think I shouldn't complain then, But yeah, what you think about that? Where do you think the spirit is in America right now? Spiritually speaking.
So do you mean the political spirit?
The political spirit, just the vibe overall. Like, I'm gonna let both of y'all go. Oh shit. Oh, is that FPG Butter or is that demon baby?
Both.
FPG Butter?
Both. They're
It's
the same.
both.
They're the same person.
No!
That makes sense.
Oh god.
We're gonna try to make this work with one. Like, hold on, y'all. We not monetized yet, so shit a little ghetto, but we're gonna make it work. We're gonna make it work. Just give me a second.
Are you still good?
Give me a second. Y'all can talk.
Yeah.
What you think about the overall spirit and vibe is in America at this time?
So I feel like so if you just look at the polls, like even most conservatives don't support Trump at this point, and no liberals ever did. So I think honestly, we're in a better place to, as a nation, to understand what we don't like, and most people don't like Trump for there's a wide range of reasons, but basically cultural racism. He doesn't know what he's doing with the economy. He hasn't improved prices whatsoever.
He's a businessman, right?
He's a businessman.
Yeah, a businessman.
A businessman with multiple failed businesses and
Whoa.
bankruptcies.
You know something,
But
baby.
sure.
You know something, baby.
Oh, trust me. I'm not the greatest. I'm not the greatest when it comes down to speaking facts or anything like that. But what I
Neither is Trump.
yeah. But hey, at least I know where my heart lies, unlike him. But most of the fact is everybody who originally voted for him, who I've spoke to about it, says, "Oh, he's great for the economy. He's great for the economy." And I've straight up told them, I don't care if he's great for the economy. Ultimately his morality is where I'm more focused on. A person who can know the difference between right and wrong, I believe, should be a good president, because you can learn the economy. But as proven nowadays, you can't apparently learn how to be a good person.
Do you believe there's anybody in this current administration who knows the difference between right and wrong?
So even Christy Nome or whatever, so reporters asked Trump and Christy Nome, this is the Secretary of State, I believe, asked them both what habeas corpus is and if suspending it would be a good idea. And Trump said, "Who's habeas corpus?" So habeas corpus is the right to, basically, you have a right to a fair trial and for your trial to be in public in some fashion before you are imprisoned.
Right.
Trump doesn't know what it is, and Christian Nome is head of state, I believe, also did not know what it was. So very undereducated.
That's scary.
Yeah. If you don't know that people have a right to a public trial and you're president or secretary of state,
I mean,
then
I
that's
didn't know what the fuck that word was, but I'm not running for office.
yeah.
Literally.
Yeah, the suspension of habeas corpus. So yeah, I feel like things have been dumbed down a lot, and I feel like, if anything, I think we're due for a breath of fresh air, and I think that'll happen within the near future if Trump doesn't somehow hang on to power.
That's
And-
my greatest fear.
Yeah.
Right. That's my greatest fear
You afraid of
is I'm afraid of him seriously going ahead and still holding on to some kind of power despite all of it. And the only reason why I'm afraid of that is the fact that I am still surrounded by, I have met quite a few people still wearing Make America Great Again hats, and I am still surrounded by people who still support him despite all of it.
Those words are kind of
And-
weird, right?
Oh no, I one time ran into somebody who had a Gulf of America 25 hat.
Why not?
And I'm like, burn that shit to the ground.
Yeah, he doesn't get to change what a Gulf is called. Like
Why not?
that's
He did it.
well, not
He
everybody- most
thought he
people don't
did.
recognize it. Now his base will
thinks.
recognize it, but people who make maps, people around the world, will not recognize him calling it the Gulf of America.
I think he did in his mind.
Yeah.
He thought.
Yeah,
You guys ever seen that movie? What's the movie? Damn.
Freaky Friday,
No.
Sinners,
No.
Titanic.
It's an older movie. It's an older movie where in the future everybody was kind of like retarded.
Oh,
you know what I'm talking about? Idiocracy.
Yeah.
You guys ever seen Idiocracy?
No,
Okay, go check that movie.
I
out
haven't
tonight
either.
Definitely.
In your mansion, Bailey, because I know you're rich. Yeah, you're rich, Bailey. Go check it out in your mansion.
She looks
I
well
don't-
off.
Check it out in your mansion tonight.
I'm sorry. Do you seriously think this is well?
I don't have experience.
Celebrity makeup artist. You know what I mean? Go check it out in your mansion tonight. But when you check out the movie, you're gonna see people were kind of like in a what's called a dilapidated state. They were in a broken down state. They were like fat, lazy. They all only consumed like very negative information from the TV, and they directed
So
the couch. And listen,
And
to this is the best part. Some people don't like this. The best part about this is that the couch could also be a toilet. So it's like you never had to get up. You never had to get up for shit. You didn't have to get up for shit.
So basic.
super realistic somehow.
Super
So
realistic. That's
basically, it's an adult version of Wally.
yes. Yes. Good job. Good.
That's a good comparison. actually.
But I mean, it's like
This is a question for Hunter. Hunter, real quick.
What's up?
I've been trying to get you to say it, but you're not fucking saying it. So let me just say it for you. But what I'm trying to is it dead?
No, we're good.
Okay, cool.
I'm trying to figure out where the speaker is on this, or like that. Yeah, okay.
All right. So what I'm trying to get you to say is that Trump and his administration is being controlled by demonic spiritual entities.
So, if anything, I feel like he's not aware of it, but I think that he doesn't. I don't think that he thinks about what he says.
You give him a lot of grace. I think. Okay, go ahead.
If he does, it's way more demonic. I don't think that he has a complete grasp of what his views are. So he once said, and this was in a newspaper, that he's going to run as a Republican because Republicans are the dumbest voters that could.
You said that in the late 80s.
Yeah. I feel like after that, he was
a little bit more sober back then.
Yeah. And now I don't think that he has any positions. So I'm very much in support of Ukraine, in the Ukraine war. But he has changed his stance on that multiple times. And where he started at is nowhere near where he is now, because eventually he's just like, well, I don't care. Anybody who worked for me, rather than being for or against Ukraine, is anybody who worked with me, anybody who'll give me screen time, basically.
I want to say that's a good point right there. Because my viewers kind of like feel some type of way about this Ukraine shit. Why do you support Ukraine?
I feel like they're in the right, but at the same time, what bothers me is that the military-industrial complex of the West is also on their side right now. Oh. That's what bothers me.
I feel that.
But at the same time, I don't think that Russia had any reason to invade Ukraine. If it was to keep NATO off their doorstep, they failed. They straight up failed. They already lost because Finland is a part of NATO right now, so they failed. They already lost the war. No matter how much of Ukraine they take, if they take the whole thing, they'll have to spend money to rebuild it. They'll have to spend, I don't know, like it's up to like $600 billion to rebuild it. And they already have the resources that Ukraine has. And they will not have a buffer between NATO and themselves, Russia, because of Finland. So there is no way that this war can work out for Russia. And what's probably going to happen is that their economic crisis will happen before the war ends.
Talking about Russia?
Yes.
Oh, I'm going to tell y'all how I feel about Ukraine real quick. I don't know as much as you are. You're actually kind of like a savant on the subject. But
Appreciate it.
I'm just telling you what I know, bro. What I'm telling you, though, as far as how I feel and how a lot of my viewers feel, is that I feel like America's always got our hands in some shit. We always sending out money to some shit, and we don't even take care of our own country. There's millions of homeless. Fuck. FEG fucking butter.
Wait.